What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today, we've got a lot of great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Fire Emblem Warriors Nintendo Switch file size and 3DS file size has been revealed. So thanks to a listing on the European Nintendo Switch eShop, Fire Emblem Warriors file size has been revealed and confirmed. The game will take up 13.1 gigabytes of space, making it the biggest first-party Nintendo release since The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Fire Emblem Warriors on the new Nintendo 3DS preload has recently went live as well in Japan, and the game is roughly 16,811 blocks of space, or 2.05 gigabytes of space on the dedicated handheld on your SD card. It goes without saying that, as you would expect, the Nintendo Switch version is going to be several times larger than the Nintendo 3DS version, considering the 3DS version is a sub 360p game and the Nintendo Switch version is an up to 1080p game at 30 frames per second, or 720p, or a lower resolution than 1080p and 60 frames per second, or near that rate. So yeah, it's definitely going to take a lot more space when it comes to things, the HD visuals, probably the sound as well, fully voiced with everything in there, and the Nintendo Switch version is just a bigger game overall, so I don't think anybody was expecting the Nintendo Switch version to not be a lot bigger than the Nintendo 3DS version. And like I said, this is almost the biggest game Nintendo's released so far. Most of their games have been underneath 10 gigabytes. The only game so far that has been anywhere near Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is, I think, like Super Mario Odyssey. That's like 5 point something gigabytes of space, and I know that ARMS is like 3 gigabytes or something, 2 to 3. Splatoon is very small. Splatoon's like 3. Even like Mario plus Rabbids, that's like 2 point something, but that's a Ubisoft game. And what else do we have? Pretty much everything Nintendo's released has been really small. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's like 5 gigabytes or 4 or something like that. So nothing's really been above like 7 or 8 gigabytes in space. Like nothing's even been close to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is over 13 gigabytes. And this is the next game here. This is published by Nintendo here in America. Now we'll see who publishes it in Japan. It might be Koei Tecmo. Maybe they've already put that up there. I'm not 100% sure, but what I do know is that Nintendo's going to be publishing it, and it's pretty much a first-party effort using their IP and all of that. And Nintendo's going to be publishing it. I know here in America, Nintendo is publishing it. So yeah, first-party IP for the most part. So what do you guys think about this file size? 13 gigabytes, might need to have that extra SD memory ready, or for most people, if you've been buying physical, you should be fine. The whole cart is going to be on there, so it is using a 16 gigabyte cart for there. So if you're buying physical, you shouldn't have a problem at all. And I suggest all of you guys to buy physical, because physical is dope on the Nintendo Switch, because it takes me back to when I was a kid, when a real physical game was a physical game. You get a cartridge, you put that in there, it runs off of there, fast loading times, a lot better than what we see. So buy physical. I mean, I understand people want to have things convenient, but it's okay. Get the cartridge, get everything. You'll be much happier later when you have your collection and you can see all those boxes and everything right there. Trust me, it'll feel good later on. I wish back in the day that I collected all my boxes from like the Super Nintendo and all that. I took it for granted, because now today a lot of the stuff is fake real discs and DRM discs and all this other junk. So yeah, buy the game physical. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about the file size here. What do you think? And are you guys going to be picking up Fire Emblem Warriors on the Nintendo Switch or new Nintendo 3DS? The game drops pretty soon here in Japan. You're going to be getting it on September 28th for any of the Japanese speakers out there, or anybody that lives in Japan that wants to buy the game. And then for everyone else, the game is dropping on October 20th, 1 week before Super Mario Odyssey. Alright, and this week's Media Create sales charts are in. Now these are the sales in Japan, and remember, these are physical only, no digital sales, and this is just from one tracking firm, the Media Create Group. And the sales for September 11th, 2017 through September 17th, 2017 are in. Pro Evolution Soccer 2018 sales open up at 77,119 copies sold. So Pro Evolution Soccer 2018 opened up in Japan with 64,342 sales on the PlayStation 4 and 12,777 sales on the PlayStation 3, for a total of 77,119 sales in its first week of release. The Media Create sales charts have revealed. Now, Metroid Samus Returns on the Nintendo 3DS opened up at 30,855 copies sold, which is definitely on the higher end for the Metroid titles in Japan. A lot of them don't do well at all. Metroid is nowhere near as popular in Japan as it is in the rest of the world, so not too bad there. Now, Uncharted The Lost Legacy for the PlayStation 4 opened up at 23,131 copies sold, so not bad for an extra DLC type type of add-on for the PlayStation 4. So both Nintendo and Sony having some okay sales there. Now, also new this week in Japan was F1 2017, which sold 7,190 copies. Koei Tecmo's Champions Jockey Special for the Nintendo Switch sold 2,626 copies. On the hardware front, the Nintendo Switch was once again #1 with 44,052 units sold, dominating the charts. So let's go over some of the highlights for Nintendo Switch when it comes to software. So going all the way down, number 20, like we talked about, Champions Jockey Special, and then at number 17, ARMS was still in the top 20 with almost 4,000 units. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for the Nintendo Switch sold another 3,782 units. That's almost at 30,000, should reach there in the next couple weeks. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with the limited edition sold another 5,000 copies on the dot for a total of 585,553 units, so it's getting very close to 600,000 there. Also, if you look at Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Nintendo Switch, that was also in the top 20 as well with another 9,414 units for a total of 133,621 units. Well on track there. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was at 8 with another 10,971 units. Evergreen title right there in Japan for a total of 694,185 units, almost close to 700,000 in Japan for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And at number 2 was Splatoon 2 on the Nintendo Switch with another 37,481 units. And like I said, that game Splatoon 2 is pretty much going to sell a baseline of like 20,000 and anywhere up to like 50 or 60,000 all the way till the holiday season. And then I would think that sales for Splatoon 2 are going to jump all the way up into the 100,000s, maybe even 200,000s towards the Black Friday holiday season, Christmas season, more like it. So really good stuff for Splatoon. And that game is at a staggering 1,138,962 units just physical sold. And we do know that in the first 2 days, it sold over 60,000 digital units as well. So yeah, looking really good for Splatoon 2 on the Nintendo Switch. Now moving down to hardware sales, once again, the Nintendo Switch dominated at number 1, 44,052 units. That was just down slightly from last week's 45,439 units, and pretty much everything else was below it there. The PlayStation 4 between both models and all the new Nintendo 3DSs all made a combination of the top 5, and then the PlayStation Vita was at number 6. That's pretty much dying down there. It's getting pretty slim with the Nintendo Switch out, and then all the other systems down there as far as the sales rankings go. But once again, Nintendo's doing very well. They're keeping good stock of the Nintendo Switch, and they're keeping on pace when it comes to things. Very good sales for Japan when it comes to it, and obviously Nintendo made the right call, because if this system was not a hybrid, if this system was only a home console, these sales probably would have been halved, maybe even more, even with great first-party games. We've seen a lot of Japanese games come to the PlayStation 4, Dragon Quest, big games all over the place, and the sales go up for a bit, then they just tank all the way back down, which it's not really tanking right now, and they're selling over 20,000 units, but that's still a lot less than what the Nintendo Switch is doing, and the Nintendo Switch is still having the shortages and everything like that, so not as many people are getting it as they want. But I still think that even once it becomes normal, I think 30,000 sales plus is going to be a normal thing, because that's what we saw with the Nintendo 3DS. And I think that the games are going to keep coming. So really good stuff for the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, it's doing really well. Splatoon 2 is doing well. Legend of Zelda, all these games are keeping it up there. What do you guys think about these sales? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the last article here. I think we have some answers for the big bump when it comes to Nintendo stock. So the Switch is officially releasing in South Korea and Taiwan on December 1st, 2017. That is the same day as Xenoblade Chronicles X, baby. Oh yeah. So Nintendo's push for the Nintendo Switch continues to go around the world, as it's been confirmed that the system will officially launch in both South Korea and Taiwan on December 1st. It seems they'll be getting the same basic bundles that the Nintendo Switch had at launch within NA, EU, and Japan. So this is great news. Obviously, they can expand their territory as far as when it comes to sales, and this could mean a pretty big bump in sales when it comes to things. South Korea has been known as a gaming area. Obviously, PC is big there, but maybe Nintendo Switch can jump in there and help out. I mean, obviously, the hybrid nature of the system, I'm not exactly familiar with the lives of South Korean people as far as how they like to travel, cars, all that stuff. I mean, I'm not sure if it's like Japan, but even if it's like half like Japan or even like America, we could see some good sales with the Nintendo Switch, and it's launching on December 1st, so maybe they get that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in there on the same time time. I think a lot of people might want to play that there. A lot of MMOs and stuff like that are real popular in South Korea, and while Xenoblade Chronicles 2 isn't an MMO, it definitely has somewhat of that feel. Maybe not as much Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as the previous ones, but it's a huge open world with a lot of different quests. So maybe the South Korean gamers will be into that, in addition to Taiwan as well. Once again, I'm not really sure as far as how the gaming economics are there or what's going down, but having the system in more territories is always a good thing, especially when you provide the type of content that pretty much worldwide audiences love, like Mario and Zelda and Xenoblade and all of that. Pokemon should be big there, so this is definitely good. I like the fact that this is happening, and I'm pretty sure that this caused a bump as far as Nintendo's stock. I think Dr. Shurken Toto on Twitter said that Nintendo is now a $50 billion company. $50 billion company in terms of value in just the stock, okay? Just the stock itself. So that is a lot for a toy company that was pretty much supposed to be dead in the Wii U days, right? People were saying they were dead. They're going to put the nail in the coffin, Apple and all these companies. No, man, it doesn't go down like that. Nintendo don't go down like that. They fight back. They always do. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch has been a catalyst. The Super Nintendo Classic that's coming up has been a catalyst. Nintendo 3DS has been really steady in making sure that money keeps on flowing in. So really good to see all of this. Let me know what you guys think about the Nintendo Switch officially releasing in these new territories on December 1st. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.